Hey friends, it's Michelle Green with Marshtown TV today, and I am so tickled to say I am at the library, your library right here on Main Street. Not in the parking lot. I am actually inside the building, and yay for that. That's a good sign, right? So, and I am here with the lovely Miss Penny. First off, and congratulations for the library reopening. I know that's got to be a big deal to you, but let's go ahead and talk about what about your hours? Has anything changed as far as your procedures? Let's touch base on that.
Well, our hours have not changed. We're open regular hours, but there are some stipulations coming in. We are limiting the number of people in the library at one time. So when you come in, we are asking to take your temperature and to make sure your temperature is below 100.4. If it is, you may come in. We ask that you wear a mask. It's not mandatory, but for safety precautions. And we have masks here if you don't have one. And we ask that you practice the safety distance of 6 feet.
Now, even though you and I are obviously not doing this, but you have your mask, and I had my temperature taken 97.2. Apparently, I'm really cool. I don't know what that means, but anyway. But yeah, I think that's good because I think that's going to be a big relief to a lot of people who do want to come and check out books and movies and return things. Let's talk just one little brief second about the hot spot. Is there anything different about that? What if somebody has a hot spot that they checked out 2 months ago? What's going on with that?
Well, with our hot spots, you can actually come in and pay, but you can also pay online through PayPal. So, if you don't want to come in, go in, or you can call us before, and we'll put your the money that you owe on there, and then you can go and pay. And then when you pay that and we see that you have, we'll renew your hotspot for you.
Okay, good deal. Well, now let's go ahead and, I know we normally talk about like the Lego Club and all these summer reading programs coming up. Well, let's touch base a little bit about what's happening or what's not happening.
Right. We're sorry to say there's no Lego Club this month. There's no teen movie time, and sorry to say that Miss Vanda's not going to have story time this month. I do want to let everyone know, if you do not want to come into the library, you can still request us to get books for you, and we are still having curbside service. Now, that service is Monday to Friday 2 to 5, and on Saturday 2 to 3:30.
Well, now, when the doors were closed, did you have a lot of response as far as curbside?
Oh, we did, definitely. Yes, we use most of our morning finding these reserves and getting them ready.
Well, that's fantastic. And I think you and I had talked, when people brought books back, you guys went through this whole big sterilized those books. You laid them on a table for like 2 or 3 days or so. So are you still doing things like that?
We are still doing that. So when you come in, you leave your books at the check-in station where you get your temperature taken, and we are sanitizing them and holding them on a shelf for 3 days before they go back into circulation.
Hey, the doors are open, but you are still doing safety precautions, so that's a good thing. Is there anything else we need to touch base on?
I want to talk about the summer reading program. The teen and children's summer reading program is going to happen, but it's going to be a little different this year. It's going to start June the 3rd, and you go and log the time that you read on a site, and I'm going to give you that site, okay? The site is morristownhamlin.readsquared.com. It's READSQUARED.com. If you didn't get that, just call us and we'll let you know the site, and you are going to log the minutes that your child reads. Now, for each minute, you get a point, and when you reach the 1,000 point, you will be able to get a prize pack from the library. So when you're finished with that prize point, getting your 1,000 points, print off your certificate and bring it to the library, and we'll give you your prize pack.
Oh, that's fantastic. Now, what's the age group for that?
They're doing it through the 17, and the preschools. If you'll register on there, it will give you your child's age, and it will put you in a group according to your age.
Good. So that's a lot of fun things kids can do because, I know a lot of kids, and surprisingly, but I do know a lot of kids actually missed not being able to be in school and having that structured time to read and things like this. So this is a really good motivation. They can get a prize. That's awesome.
Right. And like I said, we are not going to be handing out any logs. Your time will have to be logged into this site.
Okay. Anything else we need to touch on?
I believe that's about it.
It's so good to see you.
So good to see you and even Tony.
Yeah, and even Tony, well, that's going to make him feel good. If it weren't for him, we wouldn't be. Yes, we would. We'd still be sitting here talking to thin air. But before Penny would call, or either I talked to Shelley on the phone, and they would say, "This is what's going on," or "This is not," and it was just not quite the same talking about the library without actually being here. So I'm loving this. I'm loving this. Well, guys, there's actually some more happening at your library right here on Main Street. So I'm going to jump across the table. Okay, well, not literally, but I'm going to turn. We could sell tickets. It'd be a really good fundraiser. But I'm going to go from Penny, and I'm going to start talking to Miss Shelley. Shelley is actually the director here at the library. I know we've done a few little interviews in the past. So, and just like with Penny, it's so good to see you. It's glad to be here at your home away from home. So what do you want? What are we going to talk about?
We're going to talk about Ready by 6 and the Imagination Library.
Okay, so when you say ready by 6, you're not talking about have your hair done and your makeup on by 6 o'clock, right?
Exactly. No, I'm talking about your babies that have been born recently until they're the age of 6. And it's talking about preparing them for school and getting them ready for school to learn and just jump right in.
Now, so is this part of the Imagination Library, or is it something totally different?
It is different, but the Imagination Library is working with Ready by 6, and the Morristown Hamlin Library is also working.
Well, and if anybody's not familiar with Imagination Library, it's really cool. Our own Tennessee native, the lovely, ever talented, and she's a hoot on top of that, Miss Dolly Parton started Imagination Library many moons ago. When you have a child, and please correct me if I'm wrong, you register that child, and he or she will get a book. Is it every month up until they're 5 years old? Is that right?
That's right. And it happens at the hospital here, Morristown Hamlin Hospital. You will receive a pamphlet that you can send in and with your child's name and information, and they get a book in the mail each month until they're 5 years old.
Well, let's go ahead and then expand on that. And Ready by 6, how are the two working together?
Actually, in the hospital, you will get both the Ready by 6 toolkit that you can see here and the Imagination Library sign-up form at the same time while you're in the hospital after you've had your baby. However, there have been some that have been missed recently. So we wanted to say that if you have delivered a baby at the Morristown Hamlin Healthcare System between March and May 2020 and didn't receive the Ready by 6 toolkit or the Imagination Library sign-up, you can still do that. Or get your toolkit by texting 423-512-4798 or email readyby6@gmail.com, and we will make sure that you get a Ready by 6 toolkit. What's so cool about this is it's full of resources, but it also gives small incentive toys like this rattle. I want one of those.
I do too. I was eyeballing that while you were talking, and you have no idea how bad I was just wanting to peruse through that and see what was in it.
It gives you some safety outlet plugs so your child don't stick their finger in the outlet.
So there's actually some things for the adults as well. Well, maybe not per se the safety things and the outlets, but it's for the adults to use for the benefit of the children, right?
That's right. It helps the whole family because the whole family is actually your first educator as a child. And that can be good and bad, I think. But
This is so true. This is so true. Well, I think, too, and I think you and Penny both can attest to this, when kids start, they're never too young to start learning about books and words and how to read. And, even if you yourself are not a really good reader, just having your children exposed to this, that's such a kickstart for them, in those the preschool years, not just learning about reading and how to express themselves with books, but to get excited about it.
That's right. And this is one of the tip sheets that you will get in this Ready by 6 toolkit. And it talks about the importance, 6 reasons the library is essential for your child's education and development. 1 is parenting resources at the library. The library develops good habits, teaches you to return your books on time. Libraries are fun. Library cards give a sense of positive self-esteem. And libraries are free, and you learn to read.
Cool. Well, I think that's wonderful. And you know what would be so neat too is if by introducing this to the parents, it also got parents who may not normally come and have a library card and utilize the library, they may start doing it as well. So that'd be a win-win all the way around, right?
Yeah, it would. There's so many tips in there. There's health, there's finance, and learning to use coupons and different little things that you will get in this toolkit. You definitely want to get one. If you haven't received one, please call the number or call the library and we'll tell you how to get it.
I think that's so cool. You know, and like I said before, I'm so glad that the library is open, not just for me to come and hang out with these gals and have fun and be silly, but also, I mean, this is such a vital part of our community. And I hope you realize that, and I hope you utilize that because you know what? This is your library, like I always say, right here on Main Street. Guys, thank you so much for staying tuned to Channel 7 Morristown TV today. When you hang out here with Channel 7, well, you never know what kind of really cool programs you're going to find out about. We'll see you next time.